Welcome back to landing page optimization. What did we learn about yesterday? I think we started with the first, he's talking about the day before cognitive biases and fast and slow thinking, and he started out with, or he mentioned the main or really important cognitive bias for landing page design, and that is framing. How some information is presented affects how it's perceived. Even the same information presented two different ways will get two different perceptions of that same information. So that's important for copywriting and marketing in general. Then we talked about cognitive load, and essentially this is how much information you can hold in your working memory at a time. And cognitive friction is anything that adds cognitive load. Cognitive friction is anything that adds cognitive load, and we want to minimize cognitive friction, remove as much cognitive friction as possible with our landing pages. Makes the information a lot easier to process for the user. And then we talked about the WYSIATI principle, which is an acronym. What you see is all there is. So when you're making your landing page, you have to imagine that all the person sees on the landing page is the landing page. That's all they know. They don't know you, they don't know your story, they don't know about your history or your intentions or what you already know. All they see is what's on the landing page. That's all there is to them. And so we want to keep that in mind and put everything that needs to be there on the landing page. And this kind of goes into how humans process information. We tend to make quick decisions with the information that's presented in front of us. So I think that's basically everything. Framing, there it is. Research will help with what you need to present on the landing page. Now we're into this new video. I haven't taken any notes yet on it, but it is awareness levels and conversion goals. So I'm gonna jump back into learning more, and I'll be back to recall in a little bit. Okay. So we got a decent way through this video. Starting off, the two essential things you should have in mind when you're creating a landing page in marketing in general is, your target audience and what their awareness level is, as well as what you want them to do, aka your conversion goal. So we talked about the 5 levels of market awareness, or not even market, it's more like individual. It's more like 5 levels of consumer awareness. You've got unaware, you've got problem aware, solution aware, unaware, problem aware, solution aware, and then it's something most aware, brand aware. What's the 4th one? Like they know nothing about the problem, they know about their problem, they don't know their solutions. No, they know their solutions, they know you have a solution, they know about your solution. What? Anyway, I'm just gonna keep trying to recall here. As we move down the awareness levels, the more likely they are to convert, the less information they need. As you move up the awareness levels, you need more information. It's harder to have, it's less likely to convert, and you need more information. So okay. So first level of consumer awareness is unaware, least aware. It's they don't know they even have a need or a problem. So what you want to do here is you're going to want to be educating about the problem why it's a problem, essentially. Not about solutions really yet, just about that they have a problem that they need to solve. 2, this is problem aware. They are aware that they have a problem. They're unaware that there's solutions out there. So you want to educate about solutions. You talk about solutions to the problem, how to solve the problem. The 3rd stage is solution aware. They're aware of solutions. They're aware that solutions are out there to their problem. So here you're going to want to be basically marketing about your solution, right? You have a solution specific and what your solution is. And then product aware is they're aware of specific solutions. And then you're going to want to highlight what differentiates you, what your value, what makes you different, your unique selling point. And then most aware is they're brand aware. They know of your solution. Here they might just need a special offer or an extra push and motivation or a reminder. I think that's pretty good, actually, recall for the awareness levels. And then we started talking about conversion goals. So it's like, what do you want the person to do? And so he had this little graph. It's like the more complex the offer, the more like they need to pay, the more expensive, the more risky it is on their end, the more information they're going to need to make a decision. So misalignment of marketing material and landing page and audience awareness level is a very common pitfall. I've already realized that we are definitely not marketing with awareness levels in mind. Our Google landing pages have not been doing well, and it's probably because we have one landing page that's pretty dang short for an audience that's probably somewhere between, they're probably solution aware, maybe problem aware, maybe even product aware in some cases. But they're definitely not product aware of our product, or unlikely to be product aware of our product. So I would say they're probably solution aware then, right? Maybe not. They're somewhere between the audience is somewhere between. They're aware of the problem for sure. They're definitely not unaware of the problem. They may or may not know that solutions exist. And they may or may not be aware of some solutions, but they definitely are very unlikely to be then brand aware. So they're somewhere in the middle, and we're marketing very end, like towards the end. So it's really probably not working as well as it could be if we targeted somewhere more towards the middle gave more information essentially. Everything else. Eugene Schwartz, that's whose theory this is, and this is some classic marketing theory. The 5 awareness levels, that is. Not aware of problem or need, focus on educating about problem rather than introducing solution. Okay, unaware, good. Problem aware of problem but not aware of solutions. Focus on empathizing and introducing the solution. Okay. Empathizing, introducing a solution. All right. Solution aware of solutions but not your product or service. That's probably, it's somewhere in between 2 and 3 then. What is 4? Aware of your product service but not convinced it's right for them. 5 is they're fully aware of your product service but may need final push. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So most aware could be the funnel, the people that are in our texting like campaigns, and that's where we can hit them with special offers, reminders, case studies. Aware of your product service but not convinced it's right for them. Focus on convincing them of value, increasing motivation, and addressing barriers. Okay, that could be key objection-ish. Key question, key objection. Focus on differentiating your product service as the solution, highlighting differentiators and benefits. We could talk about the other types of solutions and their downsides. Okay. All right. I think that's good for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.